Hello, everybody.
Good evening.
Nice to see you all this evening. Obviously, we are following on from our academic team who have just been speaking about the work-based distance learning programs and answering a multitude of wonderful questions that have just come through. I think they've stolen most of our material, haven't they, Josh?
Just a little bit, yeah.
So this might be a short one, but obviously it depends on the questions that come through. So as obviously the academics stated, we will state the same thing. Please do put your questions through to us as we're talking. We will endeavour to answer everything as it comes through. But obviously we will just have a chat about really mainly how to apply for the programme. Yeah. So forgive me, let me introduce myself. My name is Amy Scoville. I am the Senior Administrator for the administrative team for work-based distance learning. And Josh, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, so my name is Josh Beale. I'm one of the admins for work-based distance learning. Been on the team for just over 2 years now, which has gone by really quick. But 1 year at home.
Oh gosh, yes, of course. So we are 2 members of a 7-strong team of administrators at present, and we are all dedicated to the work-based distance learning programs. So as and when you want, obviously, if you do want to join us on the programme, and if you're successful at coming through, you will have a dedicated administrator really to see you through the programme from that inquiry stage all the way through to graduation. They will be obviously assisting the academics who obviously will take you through the educational side of it all. We will take you through all the bits in the background that's, just kind of log where you're at on the programme, which modules you've done, where you're at, and how you're progressing through. So yes, I think at the moment, Josh, do you want to continue with actually how you go about getting onto the programme?
Yeah, so we've seen a few questions previously about applications and actually eligibility. So I'll firstly kind of answer a few questions that I saw just before about if you are eligible. So for us, with work-based distance learning for our degree options, we're looking for ideally a level 5 qualification. So that could be a foundation degree, a degree certificate, CMI level 5, ILM, any kind of professional recognition award as well. If you're part of the military, ideally we're looking for sergeant or above, although we have had a few lower ranking ones come in as well, below sergeant. As well, we're kind of looking for someone with ongoing employment in management in a relevant field. If you don't know if you have the qualifications or you're not sure exactly what you have, don't worry, just get in touch with us. Our emails are just going across the screen below. We can look at your current application, your current CV, and have a review and see if you are eligible for the course if you're not entirely sure. All our applications are now done online. We are a fully online course, so there's no paper applications. If you are looking for your specific program to apply for, just head over to our website, and when you find your program, there'll be an option to select apply now. So it's nice and easy. You'll get taken to a application sheet just to fill out. Before you start, just so you are all aware, we require a few documents as part of the application. So an up-to-date CV, a statement of intent, so your outline of your profile, the reasons why you kind of want to apply, and a reference from a workplace. All this is available for guidance if you're not exactly sure how to do this or what kind of statement you kind of need to write. Just ask us and we can send you out some guidance. In terms of payments, we have a lot of questions on. I know we've seen a few. You can either pay your fee in full, in annual installments, or there's also an interest-free payment plan with our finance team. For the military side, we also work with the Enhanced Learning Credits, so LCAS. So if you are eligible for that, we can take part of that payment from them, and you just have a little bit of a personal contribution to add as well. We work with student finance, and we've also seen a few employer sponsorships. So get your boss on the phone and see if they can help you out as well.
Absolutely.
Hopefully, once this application's all gone through, you'll receive an offer. You'll get a notification from us on your account where you did your application. You just need to go on and accept that offer. if we are kind of waiting for you to accept it and you may be like landing in your junk, we'll try and get hold of you to make sure you get the course. You will receive a few initial welcome emails, so keep an eye out for those once you do kind of get offered and on a place. So you'll receive your submission schedules, all kind of important dates, information, and you'll also get your named administrator. So you might get me or one of my colleagues to help you through, and you get to know the admin throughout the whole course as well. Unfortunately, due to COVID and the national pandemic, we are postponing our induction days. So we would normally invite you all over to Lincoln for the day to get to know Lincoln as a city, as a university, and get to meet us face to face. Unfortunately, we can't do that at the moment. We're hoping to get that back up and running soon. Something we really enjoy to actually get to see you, because it is online fully. We don't get this opportunity to see our students very often. So actually getting to see you guys at the start, get you settled in, was really, really fun. But we do offer an induction week now. So that's online. Get a chance to meet your academics and other students on the course. There's some icebreakers there as well. My wife actually started her teacher training with the University of Lincoln. And again, because of the pandemic, we moved online. And they created a little WhatsApp group between the students. So even though they've never met, they're going through this course together. So we don't really want people to feel isolated on the course. I really want to encourage students to talk to each other, bounce ideas around. Eventually, you will meet them at graduation, so you might as well get friendly with them and get chatting. But during the induction, you'll be introduced to our online kind of site. So we use a site called Blackboard. This is where all your modules take place, where you'll submit your work. Not all modules will be there at the start, so don't worry that there isn't your whole list. There'll just be the first few to get you to go in, so you're not overwhelmed initially. You also get to know your librarians and how they operate in terms of getting your literature, as it's been such a key part of your work. You'll get access to books and online resources, and if you want, you can come onto campus and reserve them in person. A lot of the students are coming onto this after a long break of education. So we offer the first module being critical inquiry skills, and it's kind of like a nice break and ease into academic writing. So there's not this daunting first module that's approaching. It's designed in a way so it gets everyone up to speed and to a level we can move forward onto the degree. And I believe we have some questions.
We do. We've had a few questions come through, which is wonderful. So Michael has started by asking how many EHLC can be used. Now, Michael, forgive me. I'm assuming we're meaning LCAS here, so ELCAS. If we're not, please do forgive me and feel free to add back into the chat and correct me. But if we are talking about LCAS, then yes, it is one per calendar year. So if you start, for example, on the next intake that starts in April, you would request your first LCAS to be from April 2021 through to April 2022. Then when we ask you to re-enroll in April 2022, because we will do that each year as a part of the university regulations and protocols, again, it's very straightforward. It's all online. But when we do ask you to re-enroll, it will be at that point that we ask for your next LCAS CAN to come through, and that would obviously go from April 2022 to April 2023.
Yeah,
I hope that answers that question.
We'll typically give about 3 months' notice as well, so gives you plenty of time to get in contact and get that CAN sorted.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on, we've got a message from Andrew. Andrew, thank you for being active in the chats here. I saw you earlier with the academics as well. So you're asking about level 5 certificate, which is suitable for CMI level 5 certificate or a diploma level leadership and management. Certainly the CMI level 5, we can definitely state that is that would make you eligible for the programme. The diploma more than likely would be as well, but I would probably have to look into that a little bit more to give you a definite there. But most certainly the CMI level 5 would be fine. Okay. Yeah. Moving on to Simon. We've got one here. Arrived at my current posting in Feb, just before the pandemic. Oh, bless you. A quick change of command to have not known me for long, working from home. What other references are acceptable? So Josh, do you want to pick this one up on references?
Yeah, so ideally it will come from employer, or if that isn't kind of as possible, I'm sure a previous employer wouldn't be too bad as well. Any kind of reference with any kind of senior management would just help you along the way. Really, it's not the be all end all. It's kind of, we're looking for the main qualifications and your person itself, but that reference is just a little extra, something for our academics to review and make sure you're the right candidate for the course. But don't worry if you can't get your most recent employer. Don't worry too much. It's something we can work with and kind of bounce off ideas of who's the best one to take up on an individual basis. It is really.
Absolutely. So we will always try and find somebody who can give you a reference. Like Josh says, obviously, if you've just arrived at your current posting, completely appreciate that they don't know you maybe too well, but I'm assuming by the sounds of it, I'm assuming you're military. I've been in the military for some time, and you can maybe go to your previous chain of command there to bring that through for us. So yeah, we will be able to we'll be able to direct you as to what we need, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I think, have we got any more coming through at all? I think we're there at the moment.
At the moment, yeah.
Superb. Okay, Josh, did you have anything else to add at all? Did you want to talk about Blackboard in any way?
No, brief mention, that's where all your modules take place. So it's your kind of go-to site to kind of go for. Everything's on there, whether it be extension forms if you need it, any kind of additional information, or the module handbook is on there. We've kind of made it in a way that everything's there for you to access. So if you have any questions, though, if something's not quite right, just let us know. But everything's on there, and it's a live site, so we'll have all the students on there, so it's not just for you, it's everything. So there'll be discussion boards, so you can bounce ideas off of the students, which is really good. It's a chance for you to, you are working on your own. It's not like a on-campus experience where we've got about 100 people in the same room. So we really want to encourage that side of communication between students.
Absolutely. And on that note, there's another message from Andrew, which is very apt. Are the academic papers, books, etc. required all available online for the course? Yes, Andrew, they are, is the short answer. So every module has been set up, obviously, to run online, in the respect that all your resources, so each module handbook, so what's expected from you for each module, and the learning outcomes and everything, is on each of the module sites, and that is all to be found on Blackboard that you access virtually. All of the books and journals and such like, again, you will have kind of a certain set list that's recommended for you to look into per module. That's available, I think, as the academic said previously, via our library. So our on-campus library has them available in paper format if people are local and want to, and that's how they prefer to work. But equally, they are also available to be able to download online as well. Obviously, because of the nature of the programme, everything is there and is online for you. I think, as the academics mentioned previously, if you, for example, if you're military and you are not going to be able to be online, or even if you're not military and not able to be online for a while, and you know that that's coming up, you can always download the resources that you need in order to then be able to work offline as and when you need to as well. So it's all about that kind of forethought and preparation, knowing what's needed from you for that module, and being able to obviously set your time out and prepare what you need to do and when. Obviously, your own personal working life, home life, etc. It's about trying to kind of fit in regular time within that to be able to study. Obviously, that's what's going to stand you in good stead to get you through the programme. And as such, you can then look at downloading the material you need in advance. Obviously, if you know something's coming up where you're not going to be able to access it kind of on tap, as it were. So yeah, so hopefully that answers that question for you. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm just going to go over a couple of things that, again, forgive me, I know the academics have been through this as well, but if it generates more questions, perfect. Basically, the course itself is 6 modules long. Each module is 8 weeks long, apart from your final module, which is effectively a little bit like a dissertation, but don't let that put you off because there's lots of guidance for it.
Yeah.
And that is 14 weeks long, so that little bit longer for you. Standardly, the schedule that you will be given will see you complete the programme within approximately 18 months, which is wonderful, obviously, studying at distance and as a part-time learner. If at any point you need to take a break in your studies, if you find that work has just gone crazy, home life has kicked up whatever home life tends to kick up for us, in whatever way, shape or form, effectively, if you find that you are not able to study, actively study at any point, please do let your tutors or the admin team know, because there is a facility that we can employ that basically means that we can pause your studies. It's called the interruption process. It basically means that you halt all your studies from a given time, whether it's immediately or whether it's, you know that there's going to be a busy period coming up, so you can halt it from the start of that busy period at work. And then we will, wherever you stop your study, so wherever you are within the module that you're on, when you are able to actively study again, you will come back to the place where you left off. Yes, you will be with a different cohort. So if you've already, made friends, interacted with people on your current cohort, they will obviously have continued on. However, you will have the same facilities available on your new cohort, to be able to interact with the people on that new cohort, and obviously with your tutors, etc. We always endeavour to put you back with the tutor that you were with when you started the module as well, so you have that continuity there also. So like everybody's kind of stated, you're not on your own. As much as you're studying at distance, you are not on your own. Yes, it will take you yourselves to interact and to actively engage, and you will all do that at different levels, and with different people, with different academics, etc., etc. But in order to get the most out of the programme and make it as stress-free as possible, it is often a wise idea to really to get involved and to get those communications flowing with the teams. We also have, between modules, if you don't need to take a longer break of study, between each module there will be a 2-week pause, so you do get to kind of have your life back for a couple of weeks once you've handed that assignment in, and just celebrate with your family for a little while before you start on the next module. We also do have a Christmas break and an Easter break and a summer break, so they are a little bit longer periods for you to take a break as well, which are obviously the normal standard time. So obviously December for Christmas, April time for Easter, and then I think it's July, August time, obviously, for the summer break as well. So obviously, if you do want to book that holiday, if you can, obviously, under the certain circumstances, you can plan that in as well for yourselves.
Yeah.
Sorry, there's just a question coming from Simon there. How long can you pause study for, and is there a maximum length that you're allowed to run at the studying for? So you are able to pause the study. The absolute maximum length that you are allowed to interrupt your studies for is a whopping 730 days. Basically equates to 2 years. Obviously we would not encourage you to do that all at once, because once you've gone, it's very difficult to come back again, once you've got out of the habit of studying. But when we say the 2 years, it is we would always advise it to be in kind of periods of time, so you can take as effectively as many periods of interruption as you wish, as long as it doesn't exceed that 730 days in total. Once you've run out of that time, then you've just got to continue with your program, I'm afraid, and carry on. The maximum length of study, so what we call active study time on the program, you do have to kind of stick to the schedule that you're on. And like I say, that will see you complete within 18 months. If for whatever reason extensions are required and such like, there is the possibility to kind of extend that out a little bit further depending on circumstances. If resits are required, for example, if if unfortunately you don't manage to get the pass mark for a module, we will always offer you a resit. That will be done at the end of the programme. So obviously that will take you over that standard 18 months. So it is a maximum really of 2 years that you're on the programme for. Hope that answers the questions there. Lovely. So yes, I think that's pretty much the programme in a very big nutshell. I was just going to pause for a second to see if there were any other questions coming through.
If you do have any questions that we're after tonight, if you kind of think of something later on, please just get in contact. Our email's been going across the screen all this time. So either or, whichever email, just get in touch. We'll endeavour to answer your questions as well as we can, and kind of be there to, at the start, we're just excited to get you onto the course and help you get through it. So don't hesitate to get in touch.
Absolutely. I think, as the academics mentioned before, this programme has been running in a few different guises, but on the whole, it's been running for approximately 20 years now. So we are quite experienced within the ways of distance learning.
Yeah.
And we do understand, obviously, the circumstances that you're going through at the time, and that it is an extra thing to take on in your life. And it is a big thing to do so, and it's the last year of a degree, so we do appreciate and understand that. So it's all doable, it's all completely possible, with the assistance from our academics, from the admin team, and obviously from yourselves, being engaged with the programme and seeing it through. But like I say, any questions, issues, problems that you encounter, whether it's through inquiry stage, application stage, on the course, even after the course, when you're an alumni with us, please do just keep in touch with us, and we will always endeavour to either point you in the right direction or certainly answer those questions for you. As Josh says, just get in touch on those email addresses below. We can communicate, obviously, if it's better for people, because we do appreciate that people are all around the world that are on our programs, and obviously in different time zones. As an admin team, obviously we do stick to certain office hours, as it were, but we can always look to speak to you in other ways other than email. Obviously that's the standard kind of preferred method of communication on our programs is via the email. However, we do obviously have the facility to either do video chat like this or phone calls and such like. At the moment, video chats and phone calls are certainly on a kind of appointment basis, as it were. So just drop us an email and we can set that up with you, purely for the fact that, as you can see, we're not in the office. We are all working from home, so unfortunately we don't have that readily available telephone there, but like I say, we are available for you. It just might need an appointment, if that's all right. Okay, so I think we're at a point where we can wrap this up, as it were. So thank you ever so much for joining us tonight, everyone. It's been really lovely to see you. I hope to see some of these names come through on applications in the future.
Absolutely.
And indeed, we shall leave you to your evening. Thank you.
Thank you very much.